Well guys, thanks to Marvel Studios officially adding Spider-Man to multiple international territories on Disney+, they have officially updated the timeline. We now know exactly where Spider-Man lands. So let's talk about it, and we can once and forever officially put the confusion and the questions behind us, if there was any that people still had. Okay, so a quick warning and a disclaimer here. We still have no idea how that time jump at the beginning of Spider-Man Homecoming makes any sense, because it doesn't. The dialogue there that they said Sony would eventually get to, or it would be explained, never has. It doesn't really matter at this point, I don't think. Nobody cares, let's be real about it. But what we do officially now know is at least where Spider-Man Homecoming takes place, because it's officially been added thanks to the international rollout of Disney Plus adding Spider-Man films. So just for the sake of simplicity, we're going to start with Captain America Civil War. So it goes Captain America Civil War, Black Widow, Black Panther, and after Black Panther, it's Spider-Man Homecoming before Doctor Strange 1 and Thor Ragnarok. So now we have an idea, and honestly, this does make sense. And if you really think about it, Black Widow, Black Panther, and Homecoming can all be watched really interchangeably, because there's not a whole lot of callbacks or shoutouts or mentions of the other events, and they all have that weird thing where they take a little bit of time to jump forward right after where they pick up. So it does make sense. Now again, I know some people will argue that Black Widow should be watched after Avengers Endgame, that's where I watch it in my list, because again, due to the spoilery nature of everything. But, you know, give or take here, Spider-Man Homecoming finally makes sense. Now, some people were wondering whether they were going to add the Amazing Spider-Mans or the Spider-Man duology, because Spider-Man 3 isn't available yet on Disney+. Well, they're not added to this. Obviously, though, those aren't part of the core proper MCU timeline. I think everybody understands that. They are multiversal films, which means, yes, they're technically a part of it, they fall into it, but they're a side story, so it's not really important here. Overall, it's great. We finally know where Spider-Man Homecoming goes. Now, next up, eventually they'll add the rest of them, and we'll see how this all works. But for right now, there we go. We finally got an answer.